Hey guys, welcome to Celia's Playlists. I am so excited for today's episode. We have Bleqkid, who is a rap MC from South Africa. We've been connecting for like months, so I'm so excited to have you here. How are you today?
I'm good, Celia. How are you? I am so excited to be here too. I mean, this has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm really excited because we met on Threads like 8 or 9 months ago, and we've been able to keep up with each other through the internet, which is
yeah,
awesome.
when Threads first came out, we connected on those first few days.
Yeah, it was really cool. So, for the people at home, tell me a little bit about you and you as an artist.
All right. Okay, let me start by saying hi everybody who's watching at home. My name is Bleqkid and I'm a rap MC, young, talented African rap MC whose message is all based on love and dream chasing. So if you feel like you out there and you just need someone who delivers their raps around real life situations and day to day dream chasing, I'm the type of artist that you'd want to be listening to.
I love that, especially because I feel like I also am a motivated person. Like I feel like the motivation comes through in your music because you know this. We have to be out here grinding every day. We have to
Yeah.
keep creating, keep grinding. What made you I guess want to center your music around like love and I guess grinding every day?
All right. So my whole thing is okay. Let me actually just leak a little bit of information. You guys are the first to hear this. I'm working on a merchandise line that will include like hoodies, t-shirts, and beanies. And the motto under like my brand name will be "Life is what you make it," and that is exactly what I base um, everything that I say and express in my music. My main message is that life is what you make it. So I like speaking from a point of grinding and love because I want to spread love.
Hmm.
Because I know that my music touches the listener in ways that go deeper than any of us could imagine. So I like speaking from a place of love, and the grind is just me being honest with my listener and sharing my life. So because I know it could resonate and a lot of people could relate to it. So that's why I like speaking from viewpoints like that, all the while just making good music.
I am excited to see what you do with your clothing line. First off, but I really love that that's the direction that you went with your music because that's kind of what I do with my playlists also because
Yeah,
the it's a motivation thing for me, but also if you actually like look at the songs, it's like very much like the things that resonate with me while I'm trying to like build and grow and like grow my online presence. Like at some point I'm gonna do a motivation playlist and like man are those songs gonna be like really dead on the point of like all right, this is me, let's go, let's build, let's keep going. And I think that
yes,
people
ma'am.
really like they underestimate the power that music kind of has when you're listening and like you said with the emotions, like being able to connect with someone on a different level.
Yeah. Um, People, it's like I got this understanding from the artists that I look up to, the artists that inspired and sort of like helped mold the artists that I grew into. I realized that those people's music, like it touched my life a lot and it influenced a lot of the things that I did on a day to day, influenced the way that I dressed, the way that I talked, the way that I even reacted to situations. So that's why I'm like, wait, if music has this much power in my life, it could be the same for a lot of people out there. So it was just a thing of me looking at myself and be like, What kind of artist do I want to be? What kind of influence do I want to have on my listeners? You know?
I think that that's something that a lot of people need to put thought into. Like, who do I want to be? Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they start out, they don't know what they want in music and what they
Yeah.
want as an artist. And it's a journey. And it's a journey that you
Yeah.
need to like self-reflect and figure out. So like, on your journey, like did you start out with this plan, or is it something that you found along the way?
Um, Here's the thing. I followed music at a very young age. Like,
Cool.
as soon as, from like as little as I was, I don't know, for as far as I can remember. I've been the kind of person who, if I have a new favorite song, I'm gonna know it like lyric for lyric, bar for bar. I'm gonna be singing along, no matter the genre. Even if it's R&B. Growing up, I listened to a lot of house music and R&B. I was the kind of guy who would like know Justin Bieber's lyrics, Chris Brown's lyrics. Even if I was bad at singing them, I would know the lyrics like word for word. So I feel like I fell in love with music at a very young age, and I wrote my first raps like 4 years before I even dropped my first song.
Oh,
And this
cool.
was because I felt like I wasn't yet ready. You know, I felt like what you're saying. When did I feel? I didn't feel like I had found my purpose yet. Like I didn't feel like I knew what I wanted to base my music on, what I wanted my message to be. So I first like worked on it before I put it out into the public. So I knew that, you know what, I'm ready. That was like in 2020. That's when I released my first song, and it's actually called Ready. And I talk about basically what I just said.
That's really cool. When you're like writing, because obviously, like, you write your own rap parts. When you're writing,
Yeah.
does it come from a place of like, I've had this experience and I need to like, write and get it out? Or do you start with like, a feeling or a vibe or a beat and then you write? Which comes first, the beat or the lyrics?
It depends. If it's a song that I am writing from scratch, like I'm hearing this beat and there's no vocals on it, and like I have to like start the idea of the whole song on my own. That's yeah, the beat could take a lead there. But if guest featuring on another artist's song, I sort of like uh connect with their feels, their emotion. Um, I first have to put myself in their shoes, relate, understand where they're coming from, and then use that to write my own raps on that song.
I like the fact that like there's two ways that you could go about it, because some people really like their same process. You know what I mean? Like they really like
Yeah.
they have something that works for them and that's what works for them. I like that you can kind of go from both angles. When you're
Hmm.
writing on someone else's song, like how do you go about things like word choice and conveying your own message and emotion within someone else's kind of world?
I feel like my strategy, what I'm gonna say now, only works because I'm not being guest featured on like hundreds of other artists' songs. It's like just 10 at a time. So it's easy for me to go back into your discography, listen, kind of like get what your message is and what you just trying to achieve with your message, with your music, and then on the current song that you want me on, are you still along those lines of what I heard, and how can I just combine with your sound and make a great song? My thing is I don't like sticking to one sound and one style.
Yeah.
My thing is I like to make good music. So whenever I am guest featuring on a song, the priority in my mind is how can I make this sound the best as it could. It's not like how can I enter into this. It's like how can I make it sound as good as it can be. No matter who they put on this song, how can I do it like sound as best as it can sound?
I feel that. I understand
Yeah,
because that's kind of how it has to go when I'm collaborating with someone on like a video project. I need to understand them so that we could come together and have like a powerful collaboration. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
I feel like that's something that like you need to like keep in mind when you're creating because if you like if if you try and either force your vision or you don't take the other person's vision into account, you're not going to have that synergy. You're not going to have that like, you know, part that comes together and makes one
Yeah,
cohesive
the
piece.
connection.
Exactly. So like it's really cool to hear that like, you know, you do your research. Oh, we lost him. Oh, hello. We lost you for a sec, but you're back.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
All good, all good. So yeah, it's all about making that connection. That's really cool. And I would love
Yeah.
to hear like the other side of the process when you're writing yourself now because obviously like you have your own songs and I would love to hear how you go about writing your lyrics specifically because I know when it comes to rap, like the delivery, the diction, like the word choice is all very important. So I would love to hear like your thoughts on how you kind of go about creating your own music.
All right. So in my own music, I don't necessarily have to have like a beat. I mean, a beat does play a part if that's like the first thing that I have. Now I have to work on a beat. But even if I don't have a beat, inspiration can strike me at any moment. Walking down the street, getting groceries, any random thing, and then I think of how a lot of people could be going through that same thing or the same life situation that I'm currently in, that I have on my mind, or that is physically just happening around me. So the moment inspiration strikes, I'm like, okay, now I have an idea for a song. Now I just have to like, how can I make this sound catchy? Like, how do I make a person wanna listen and dance to this? As much as there's a message in it, but I need you to be dancing. I don't want you to be sad while you're listening to it. Unless if that's like a feeling that I want to invoke in you already. But if I'm just looking to write a song that will make you like give you good vibes, I think first, okay, now I have the idea. Now let me think of a melody of like the concept that I have. How do I make it like melodic? And then how do I make the end lines rhyme, you know, the same time delivering lines that will leave you thinking, that will make you want to come back for a second listen. That's my process of writing.
I feel that. And I feel like also like within rap, like it's basically like I have a bunch of friends that are either like, you know, poets or slam poets. And the slam poets are
Yeah,
also rappers. So it's funny because
yeah,
like
low key.
you know it's a kind of mindset and it's like you know I'm gonna use something that I know that people would know as an example like when you're writing like a haiku like you know it has
Mm-hmm.
a certain amount of like beats per line
Mm-hmm.
when you're writing something like a song you need to make sure that those lines match up with like you know the beat whether that's the words that you're using whether
Consistently.
it's exactly so like whether it's the
Yeah,
words you're using whether it's the way that you deliver the words if it's really like
exactly.
dry or if it's like kind of like slurring the words together a little bit it has a different feeling so how have you kind of taken I guess your writing process and then converted that to your actual sound.
Um, so that writing process, it I don't think is something that I don't think every rapper goes about writing their songs the same way. I feel like we all have like different processes. But start when I started rapping, a lot of people would tell me that I sounded like Nasty C. I don't know if you do you know who Nasty C is?
I feel like it's not super far from like the realm of possibility of me knowing who that is. I listen to so I'm not someone that listens to an album. I'm someone that listens to individual songs. So like I'll have to look up
Okay,
after.
okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of psyched right now that you know my name more certainly than you know Nasty C's name. That is
I do know your
crazy to
name.
me.
That's because you went away. I got you.
Yes. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Necessity is one of the people that like had a large influence on me, like my early rapping days, you know. So a lot of people would tell me, you sound like Nasty C, or you sound like 21 Savage, or you sound like. So my thing became, okay, now I don't want to sound like anyone. I want to sound as not like Nasty C as I could. I want to sound as not like 21 Savage as I could. So that's how I incorporated the lines that I have my own thinking and writing process into my sound. This is me rebelling against the ordinary. This is me saying I don't want to sound like anyone. I want to sound like me. I'm creating my own thing.
This is why I knew we would vibe. Like I'm the same way, but like if you can't tell from like all of the different photo sets and stuff, I'm like I want to do something completely different this time. And I'm the same way.
Different, yeah. Like from how do we go from red skies to like cloudy to like you had a lot of states. Sometimes I'm like, wait, what is it? And you know the best part? The best part is when you come with like playlists for all those sets. Now it's like, okay, I get what she was going for now. She's invoking different feelings with all these sets, and the playlist will make you understand how and why she's doing it. I'm like, I see you, Sid. I see.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know how many people actually listen to the playlists. Hopefully, more people will in the future. But like there really is a connection
People
there.
should. People should,
I
because wow. I don't even know what to say. It's like wow. You just
I
have to approach to anyone who's gonna be trying out the playlists after this. You just have to approach it with an open mind because you're not gonna find songs that you know on the. You're gonna find undiscovered gems. And notice I say gems because those are gems. The underground has a lot of bangers that you guys don't know of. But Celia, she's as woke as can be.
I like to find like obviously I like my big artists. Like, there's always like a little bit of like Dua Lipa or Ariana Grande on
Yeah,
these
here
like,
and there,
that
yeah.
but that's because every so often on a good playlist you need to have a song that people recognize. You know what I mean? If it's all just like, underground stuff, people are going to be like, "Oh, like if they're not there
Yeah, they
with an
get
open
bored
mind, they're
quickly.
exactly." But I like to build the playlists similar to like what you're saying, like with being different. Like I have a lot of influences too. I'm from New York. Like, I've been to many different areas of like the United States as well as like, other countries. And everyone has their own vibe, everyone has their own scene, and I just like to take in all of the different influences. And I actually worked in the events industry with like DJ companies for a long time. So, like, understanding how a crowd reacts, understanding all of those different things is like something that's really important to keep in mind when you're trying to invoke emotions through music.
Yeah, true.
So,
That's very true. Also exhibited in my music too. I like I said, I don't like being referenced to as a hip hop artist because that just sort of ties you down to one sound and one culture. And it's
yep.
like that's not what I'm on. I am a rapper, yes, but I can express my rap artistry on any genre. It doesn't have to be hip hop. It could be Afro pop. It could be some of our indigenous genres here, like Kwaito. It could be Amapiano. It could be anything. Just I don't like being tied down to one thing. So I get that.
It allows you to expand your knowledge and your skill set. And I think it's really cool that also, like, obviously, like, here in America, like, not everyone knows things like Afro beats and things like that, but, like, I've been getting into, like, some of that with, the playlisting and meeting some really cool people from around the world. But you being able to be a multi-genre artist allows you to introduce other people to other genres within, like, your Spotify page.
Yeah, so
Which,
true, so
it's
true.
very cool. It's
Yeah,
it
a lot.
like I feel like a lot of the people that I've had on here, not a lot, like, well, maybe a lot, like, are people that have gone through, different genres or started in one and then moved into another. So I think it's like, it's part of like the artist's journey to, like, try new things and test things out, because if
You never
not
know what
an
works.
artist, yeah, if not an artist, who's going to do it?
Yeah.
It's,
Couldn't have said it better. You never know what works for you because I take in fact a great sense of pride in the fact that I know someone from Nigeria could come to my page and find something that they can relate to. Someone from the UK, someone from the US, someone from Canada, someone from hell, even India could come to my page, look for something, and vibe with at least one of the tracks that they find there. I feel like that's a great flex for an artist because a lot of people nowadays can't do stuff because no one is really looking for authenticity anymore. It's just like, okay, if I find a sound that is trending or whatever, I can just stick to that forever. But I'm like, nah, I'm not staying in my comfort zone. I'm gonna taste all these. I'm gonna bring all these couches here.
I love that. And again, this. That's what I'm doing with what I'm doing as well. Like, I'm not super comfortable in bright blue skies, but I'm going to make myself do it. And I felt really comfortable in the bright blue skies. It was really cool.
it was.
But
It was. It was.
I feel like, at least like in other countries, like, it's hard to understand what the music scene is like in other places in the world. So, I mean, I'm an hour outside of like New York City. It's very different.
Mhm.
So what is the music scene like in South Africa?
All right. So you got. I think in as much as you can say it's hard to like tell the music scene in any country. I
Or at
think.
least your music scene. Like, what's your music scene like?
All right. All right. But still, that's still the same thing, right? Like South African music scene.
Hmm.
Uh, these days, Amapiano is taking over. Like it's no question. I think the whole world sees it. Amapiano is taking over. But the thing is, hip hop has been around a lot longer. So I feel like hip hop has more original and a more original and loyal fan base than Amapiano. Um, that's why it is a close second. Oh, damn, my ring light just went off. Um,
All good.
yeah, so that's why Amapiano is a close second. I mean, hip hop is a close second to Amapiano, but just as the rest of the world can see, I think Amapiano is doing the most right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Here in America, there's just so many scenes. There's so many scenes.
Yeah, you
um,
guys, you guys are always coming up with something new every day.
I mean, it's just like the fact of the just so many people striving and growing and trying things, that it allows such a diverse amount of music to come out from like the different areas in the United States. Even like different like cities in the United States have a whole different vibe. Like if you're in New York versus LA versus like Austin, Texas, or like, some what's the one in Atlanta, Georgia? Like it's a completely different vibe, a completely different approach, and like the types of people that you find in those places are completely different. Is that kind of the vibe of how it is like by you? Like your local scene versus like somewhere like an hour or two away could be completely different, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that's what I like about Joburg, especially the city which I'm in. Um, People from all around the country could come here and go to like the clubs and the events that are hosted here, and they'd still vibe. Because I feel like it's a mixture of cultures here. more than in any other place, really. Joburg has the highest concentration of cultures from all over the world. You could find your vibe if you're just looking at the right places here.
That's very cool. Like I love that. Like, I love that music is something that is like bigger than just like knowing the lyrics. You know what I mean? It's something that people can relate to. So I'm glad to hear that, like, you have like such a rich scene around you. I would love to go into more of that, but I have to ask you the question that I ask for everyone on this show because
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at the time and I'm like, ooh, gotta do that. So my question to you
All right.
is, if someone was starting their music journey now, what would be your
Mhm.
advice to them?
Hmm. My advice would be trust your gut feeling or your instincts. Whatever you feel like you want to do or whatever you feel like will work for you, go with it. Because I feel like a lot of artists get confused along the way and lost due to trying to please a lot of people or following a lot of people's opinions, you know. They say I should drop an album once every 18 months, so that's what I'm gonna do. Even though you have like 6 albums in store, you don't want to store them because that's what they say. I'm saying, nah, don't listen to what, because a lot of those people haven't made it too. So who are they to give you the formula to making it? Just whatever you think works for you, do that. Just trust the process.
I love that, and that's kind of my ethos too. Because, like, everyone says like,
Really,
do it this way, and like there are ways that work better, but that doesn't mean that's the way that works for any independent
everyone.
artist. Exactly.
Yeah,
So that is a really good perspective, especially because the big thing here in the United States is like the single release and releasing a
yeah,
single every X amount of time. But hey,
yeah,
maybe it's something where it's better for someone if they put together an album and then get write ups on the album. Who knows? Who
exactly.
knows?
No, and anything
So,
could work for you.
100%. So, if people at home want to follow you and check you out and like potentially collaborate with you, how would they find you and where should they listen to your music?
So my music is out on all the major streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, Deezer, AudioMark, all of that. You could even purchase my albums and singles on iTunes and Amazon. I'm on all socials too at Bleqkid, spelled, I think it's written right here.
Yep.
Yeah. BLEQKID underscore. Um, on TikTok, Instagram, uh, Twitter, X, Threads, Facebook, all of that. I chose this name because it's unique too, you know.
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
else has this name.
it's something that's people are going to remember, which is awesome.
Yeah. Anyone else who has this name, they just copying me now. This is my name.
Well, I love that because, like, if you Google my name on the internet, I'm really sorry for every other Celia Werner in the world because it's not going to find him. Anyway,
And
thank
that is
you
a
so
flag.
much. It is a flex. It's like, Um, anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm glad that we were able to have the time to like, sit down and talk and hang out. And for you guys at home, make sure that you're following. Make sure, because I know this guy's gonna do some really cool stuff. So, thanks
This
for
is
hanging.
this is
And
this was amazing.
this was one of the funnest interviews I've done. So thank you for being here. And I will see
Thank you
everyone
for
at
having
home
me.
next time.
Bye.